Historically, our ancestors lived 100% organic and natural, simply grazing off the green earth with fresh fruits and vegetables and blue oceans filled with seafood. Allowing your mind, body, and soul to be naturally healthy is how we were meant to live during this journey of our lives. We invite you to visit The Lifestyle Store. Once again, The Lifestyle Store, for all of your family's health and wellness needs. Simply click on The Lifestyle Store at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Keep this in mind. Health is the new wealth. Welcome to the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. Discover with us and enjoy our holistic resources. Join us weekly on Wednesdays for our live talk show discussing the topics central to maintaining the holistic lifestyle you want. Each week we bring on leaders, product providers, and educators to enlighten and empower your natural journey in wellness. Let us begin. Welcome to another fabulous Wellness Wednesday here, broadcasting live on Interlight Radio, known as the Healing Frequency. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are here each and every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Once again, 11 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Our website is createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Our Facebook page is Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. Once again, Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are live. The call-in number is 310-928-7733. Once again, 310-928-7733. Dr. Rabb, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I have no complaints. Did my Zoom program this morning and shared a lot of knowledge. And feeling good, really feeling good. You know, I've gotten over the loss of my daughter. You know, you never completely get over it, but you know, everything is as they say, copacetic. I'm living large and taking care of a business, and everything seems to be moving along real nice right now. No bumps in the road. Just doing what I can for the people who show up that want some help. And that's about it.
That's it, Dr. Rabb. You got a lot of people that depend on you there in that greater Los Angeles area. At the end of the day, you're still standing.
Yeah. You know, at my 80th birthday, I don't think I'm doing too bad.
I think you're doing quite well, Dr. Rabb. Be able to see that number alone is a blessing.
Yeah, I want to at least get to where my father passed away at the age of 95, so I still got a ways to go to catch up with him. But, you know.
Yeah, that's good. What did you cover this morning in the show?
A lot about, you know, really trying to help people to understand the importance of detoxifying the body, you know, because we get a lot of people coming in here through the programs here, and some of them, they're asking for things and they don't have a clue. And rather than letting you share with them, you know, what they need to do, you know, it's like some of them just get to the point of where they just want a one thing, you know, give me that one bottle over there, or this one over here. And a lot of these folks come in and they already been diagnosed with cancer and whatever. And since you know, I tell them here, well, I don't treat cancer. We'll work with your body, you know, because the body can heal itself if you do what you need to do. And so many people they're just not aware of that, and you know, they're looking for some kind of miracle. And so it's you know, my assistant, I don't know if you've ever met Earlene. She's a wonderful person, and she's helping me a lot, and we are actually adding more things to the mix, you know, some things that I had stopped doing already. She said, no, we need to bring that back. We need to bring this. And so, you know, we're doing that, and, you know, putting some things back in, and so people can have more things that they can get involved with and help them to get rid of their problems and get on the good foot, as they say.
Yeah, well, you know, you're the leading naturopath in LA now, Doc. We don't no longer have Dr. Goss, and a few other individuals aren't with us anymore. So you've got the weight of LA on your shoulders. So we appreciate you hanging in there and staying in business, because that's important. Appreciate that, Doc. Dr. Brookh, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a lovely day. We're actually setting up for a clothing exchange at the office.
Boy, what are you not doing?
Right. Well, we gotta.
I mean, you're growing things, you're fondling the soil. I mean, you're doing all kinds of things.
The soil. The soil doesn't mind. Yeah, no, we're just, it's exciting times because people are losing weight so fast. You know, we just don't want to have to go buy clothes all the time, although I guess we want to, but it's so much better when you can exchange them. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing.
Oh, that is awesome, Doc, I tell you.
Yeah,
I always love to hear what you've got going on. I can't wait for you to start posting some videos.
Yeah, you know, it's the stuff that I haven't started doing yet. I was trying to get into, you know, really knowing what I wanted to do with the business. And now, yeah, me too. I just completed all my files, actually, all the people who've already graduated and reached their goals already. I just kind of closed out all those files, and I thought, just the stuff that I should probably tell people about.
Yeah, come in for your exit interview. Let's get you on tape.
Right. Yeah, actually, I do. I have tapes on everybody. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome, Doc. That is awesome.
Good. All in due time.
All right. Well, you know, we've got a very exciting guest today, and we're going to be talking about sound healing and sound wellness. So I really look forward to this show today, and something I've been looking forward to having on the show, because I just think it's so important. I mean, just the other day, I was just feeling a little uneasy, so I came and flipped on YouTube and put on some old Marvin Gaye music, and I just felt great afterward. I started with What's Going On, and then I went into all the rest of the stuff. You know, it was great. I felt like Barry Gordy there for a minute, reminiscing, you know. It was great, I have to tell you. All right. Listen, if you're just tuning in, this is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We're going to take our first commercial break and come back with our featured guest. We'll be right back.
My name is Michelle. I am the beauty boss of A More Beautiful You with Jafra Cosmetics. What is so wonderful about Jafra is that it is an essential business and fits into everyday needs for everyone in your family. Jafra offers over 500 products within 4 departments, and they are, department number 1 is our skincare department with our 5 exclusive Royal Jelly skincare lines powered by our Royal Jelly RJX technology. Number 2 is our on-trend gorgeous color and makeup line, a must-see. Number 3 is our fragrance from the world's top perfumers. And department number 4 is our body care for the entire family. Just added is our daily advanced hand sanitizers in 2 sizes. I invite you to visit my website to see more of A More Beautiful You with Jafra. My website is www.amorebeautiful-u.com. That is www.amorebeautiful-u.com. Thank you, and stay safe and well.
Welcome to the hemp industry, including new product CBD-based discoveries is here. It is a smart, organic personal care option today. Industrial hemp is one of the fastest growing segments of the wellness industry and is quickly emerging as a lucrative business opportunity for many. This emerging industry strives to create products that are designed to revolutionize the way people care for themselves. These products are well formulated to produce the finest quality of dietary supplements on the market, derived from industrial hemp containing proprietary CBD compounds that help support the body's endocannabinoid system. For more information regarding hemp, nano water soluble CBD, CBD pet care, CBD choices for your complete body, and receive your home delivery, visit The Lifestyle Store at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, The Lifestyle Store. It's at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Health is the new wealth.
Hello, it's Dr. Vic. Finding the right supplement for your health can be very challenging. After years of research, I finally found the one supplement that made a difference. Fountain of Life, a Norwegian spruce extract. It's simply a game changer. Just 10 drops a day can make all of the difference. For more information, visit myopulence.com/Dr. Vic under health. That's myopulence.com/DRVIC. Fountain of Life is not a cure for any disease or ailment, but simply nature's powerful plant antioxidant. Stay well, my friends.
Since the 1800s, supplemental delivery methods have essentially stayed the same through capsules and powder. Nothing is wrong with this form, just like nothing was wrong with listening to music on a record player. These products encompass a breakthrough nanotechnology, breaking large particles down to increase the bioavailability and effectiveness of all of its products. Through my travels and journey with health and wellness, I needed to understand the body more. So a friend of mine recommended that I understand glutathione. What is glutathione? Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant that impacts nearly every function in your body. It detoxifies your body's cells, and it also recycles itself to increase the effectiveness of other antioxidants, for example, vitamin C, D, etc. Glutathione is one of the most studied molecules in the world with over 165,000 studies on PubMed compared to vitamin C with only 69,000 studies. Would you like to know more? Visit www.createqualityoflife.com. Once again, www.createqualityoflife.com. There you'll find information in regards to glutathione and how it can possibly enhance the quality of your life. Health is the new wealth. That's right. You heard it right here. Health is the new wealth. And without further ado, we're going to bring on our special guest today. I'm so interested in seeing how the sound affects the body, and more importantly, all the different things that I don't know. And hopefully our co-host can chime in, ask some questions here, and let's see how things are changing in this ever world of health and wellness. Hello, Sharon. How are you?
Hi, Johnathan. Thank you so much for having me here. It's such a delight to be able to share about sound and hear your questions and comments and all of the things that people share with each other, how sound has made an impact in their lives.
Yes. So tell me, Sharon, how did you get into this? Because it seems like you're pretty intense in this particular space. And then maybe talk about a little bit of the history of this as you understand it to be.
Oh, my goodness. I think I got into this by accident, and I've kind of always been in it as things kind of become clearer. I've been a musician. I play classical guitar, and I was on faculty at Mount Royal University for almost 30 years here in Calgary. And years ago, there was a group of nervous adult students who wanted to learn how to perform better. And so I ordered every book on stage fright that I could find, and we narrowed down several exercises to practice in art galleries and coffee houses. and we found one that worked really well. Well, it was imagining a color while you're playing your instrument, and it helped to distract that critical part of the mind. The only thing is that shocked the daylights out of me every time we did it, is that somebody in the audience got the color. And I started asking the questions, well, what on earth is it about sound that makes it a carrier for thought? And what else can it do? So that kind of started the journey. And it's been ongoing since then. Fascinating field.
Yes. Can you talk a little about the history of this as far as you know it to be? Can you share anything about that? So I'm just wondering, maybe how far you can take us back into this space.
Well, I have a picture on my computer of a flute that was found in Europe, that was dated 35 to 40,000 years old. And so sound, so it's about that long ago, Johnathan. There are some comments about linguists that they're starting to investigate the beginnings of language, and there are several theories coming forward that music was our first language in the human family.
Oh my. Mm-hmm. Okay.
My.
I think the music and the oils are probably neck and neck in that space, and I'm thinking that, I'm feeling that, I should say, not thinking, I'm kind of feeling that. So I believe that, you have your instruments and everything, your traditional instruments you see, but every time I hear someone doing sound healing and sound wellness, they have these bowls, and they playing around on the end of them and so forth. Can you talk to us about that? Because they sometimes they make certain noises and everything, and they're so delicately, having something touching the rim of these bowls. And I've always been kind of fascinated with that because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's so fascinating, and there are two different kinds of bowls that I work with. One of them is the singing Tibetan bowl, which is a metal bowl, and there are some bowls that have been dated back to 500 BC or some references to them, all the way back for thousands of years. Singing crystal bowls are newer, made out of quartz, because of the technology. In order to make them, you need more modern equipment for those. And one of the things I love to say about the Tibetan bowls is because the old ones resonate at so many different frequencies all at the same time, and it's like a shower of sound. And one of the things we always do when our computer isn't working, that we turn the darn thing off and then we turn it on again, and it resets it. For me, the Tibetan singing bowl with a shower of frequencies does the same thing to the human body, the nervous system in particular, and to the biofield. So it's like a restart.
Ah, interesting. So between the two bowls, you have both of them? You have both the bowls that you utilize? Yes, I have several of both. Okay. Sorry? No, I was saying, okay, so my question is, all right, the process, the outlining around of the bowl for the sound. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, in order to have a bowl sound, you need something to do that. With the Tibetan bowls, there's two different kinds of sticks that you can use to activate them, depending on the size of the bowl. One of them is a stick a lot of the sticks are half wood and half suede, and you create friction by rubbing the stick along the rim of the bowl. And as long as nothing is touching the sides of the bowl, because if your fingers are touching the sides of the bowl, it'll mute it. So keeping your hand just on the bottom of the bowl, then rubbing the stick along the bowl will get it to vibrate and get the sound emerging. Same thing with the crystal bowls, only it's usually not a wooden stick. It's more of a plastic that's covered with suede, so you don't break. They're glass, so you don't want to break them. So it needs a softer kind of stick to activate along the rim.
Oh, I see. It's kind of interesting, what you don't know. You see things, how it comes together. And I also notice most people have candles around. So what kind of setting are you trying to put together when you're doing the sound healing? I always see lit candles around as well.
I have some candles, but I don't always put them on. What I love to do is the intention of the candle is to create a sacred space, to create a safe environment for healing, especially if you're doing emotional healing. And so the purpose of the candle in many people's practice is to create a light, to bring in light, to create sacred space. I love to do that with my old Tibetan bowl and singing 3 ohms. To me, that feels like a warm blanket that just feels a wonderful energy to bring into the space.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Rabb, any questions at this point?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. Dr. Brookh, any questions?
Yeah, so, I mean, I was first introduced to these bowls probably 6 or 7 years ago. Ashana was in a class with me, and she is just a huge person that people follow for the musical bowls, and she's traveled around the world. It's fascinating. Like, it's so soothing. You'd never imagine the changes that can happen when you're just listening and in presence, like even just online with the bowl work. It's really amazing.
Well, I think do you also record this and give it to people as well? When you do
I have several
okay.
in our YouTube channel. And
same effect, right? You don't have to okay. You have to be live, so it can be recorded and have the same energy and frequency. Okay, that's good to know. No, go ahead.
One of the things that I love about sound, Johnathan, is that sound is food for your nervous system. It, as Dr. Brookh was saying, that it stimulates the release of hormones, especially if you're at a sound bath, the release of hormones from the parasympathetic nervous system that creates relaxation, that stimulates all the ways that the body heals itself naturally.
I see. Now, are there sound healing schools that give you degrees in the space? How does that work, credential-wise?
Well, there are a few organizations that offer training in sound. So far, training in sound healing, sound therapy is all over the map. There are some that specialize in areas like using tuning forks or that specialize in a variety of sound tools. As far as I know, creating a connection with a university to receive a degree for something like this is in the works with some of the schools, but not completely, not done yet. One of the things we've done here in Canada in creating the Sound Wellness Institute is to create a competency certification, which means that all of our practitioners that we train are tested, both online testing and in-person competency tests, so we observe how they're using the tools, so we can be confident they're using them all with confidence and correctly. And so our training has received approval by the Natural Health Practitioners of Canada Association when we approached them for this formal approval, because one of the things we wanted to do is raise the bar on the training to create a high-quality training for massage therapists, for holistic nurses, for energy healers who are doing this as a profession.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's great, because then you have kind of like you set the bar kind of mentality when you're out there, because sometimes being self-proclaimed can be a little nutty.
Yeah.
And I've seen that quite a bit. So how long does it take someone to actually, learn this particular modality?
Well, it depends on the person and their background. And we've had people go through training who have had no music background at all. We've had some people who have had a great deal of music training, and everyone takes a different part of the area or the field of sound healing that complements what they're already doing. I call sound healing, sound therapy complementary, because it amplifies the effectiveness of so many different modalities.
Oh, interesting. So this is something that you would do every day. If someone works with you, how do they work with you? They come in, they want sound healing. I know that a lot of retreats, people are having this very early in the morning before they start their activities and days and so forth. So tell me, how does someone work for you? You're in this business. How does that work? They come to you, they speak with you, you have them fill out a questionnaire. How do they work with you? And then how long do they work with you for?
That's a great question, and it depends on the issue and what they come for. Quite often I get calls from people who are asking for ways to relax and ways to reduce stress. I've had one client who came in who was a nurse in the COVID ward at the hospital, and after a year into the pandemic, she was on mat leave, so maternity leave. So she came in for stress reduction. And it was fascinating. So we use the Tibetan bowls mostly. I love the Tibetan bowls because of their wide range of frequencies. They're very effective at releasing tension in muscular tissue, and also in creating more release of emotional energy from the body, which sometimes can be held within the muscular tissue and other tissues of the body. So when we come in, they come in for relaxation. However, once they're on the table and we're working with the bowls, sometimes emotional things can come up as we're working on certain areas of the body, like the the abdomen with the digestive system, or the heart. Emotional things can come up that also gives us an opportunity to clear. It's interesting how a session can evolve into going into deeper levels. I love that because it allows people to heal at other levels in addition to just letting the muscles relax and release.
Yeah, so someone comes in, they talk with you, you discuss what it is they're trying to achieve, and then there's usually a sound and procedure that goes with that.
Yes. I had a person this morning, actually, who came in for a session, and this was a different level. This is an energy healer who has been doing a lot of shamanic training. She has reflexology training. She also is a massage therapist. And so she has a number of modalities. She's also one of our Sound Wellness Practitioners. And she had surgery on her shoulder in 2004 for a shoulder that kept being dislocated. And so there was a piece of bone in her collarbone that was moved in order to keep the shoulder from dislocating forward. Because it kept, every time she moved her shoulder, it would become dislocated. And so that was the solution. And it's caused problems with movement in the shoulder. So as we discussed what her goal was, she said, we need to work on the shoulder. So I got more history of when it first happened, what she was doing, when it happened subsequently, the surgery, the restriction of movement. And what we discovered when we actually began to communicate with the body, I love this part of the work, we asked that little piece of bone that was moved if it had any information for us.
Mm-hmm.
And that little piece of bone said, I want to go home. So what we did as we worked with the Tibetan bowl is we integrated that piece of bone in the place where it was, which wasn't a natural place for a piece of bone to be in. It was feeling out of place. So we allowed her body emotionally and structurally to allow that piece of bone to integrate, using the sound to help that create that intention. And it was remarkable how bringing her intention of supporting her shoulder in the best way possible and using the sound to create that allowed that little piece of bone to release emotional energy in the shoulder to release. And so her shoulder felt freer. Both her shoulders were equal. We worked on both sides of the body to balance both shoulders. And that little piece of bone was feeling much more at home. It's interesting how wise the body is when you begin to connect with it and ask questions.
Yes.
What can you give information? Fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting that I never really thought about asking the body the way you just said that. Asking the body what's going on. I like that, Dr. Rabb. Asking the body.
Yeah, there's something it's a little bit different, but there's a gentleman, Dr. Von Cook. He created a program. It's called Limbic, Limbic, Limbic Arc. And
right,
I've been working with that now for over 3 years, and I have sent energy to people in other parts of the country and out of the country, and got their pain out of them, just through the frequencies.
It's amazing, isn't it? The things that we don't know about our bodies, how we can, listen to sound, and there's a lot of different techniques that bring in little pieces of all of this, but I love the way that you pull it all together. But even just, when we wake up in the morning, I used to do a bit of a ritual every morning, and I would just kind of put my hands over my heart and scan my body. It's called body scanning. And then I would ask, what do I need to do? And at the time I was stressed out. My kids were littler when I started doing this. And all of a sudden, every single day, it was walk the dog. So, our body does tell us what it needs. It's just that when are we listening, right? When are we asking, and then when are we listening? It's a rarity.
Well, yeah. With the sound healing, how busy are you with that right now? Do you see a growth in that particular space you're in, Sharon?
In our area, yes, very much so. And the focus for our business is training practitioners. Mm-hmm. However, I do have some clients come in for one-on-one sessions as they find me and as that need arises. So it's interesting that, and one of the things that's really growing, Johnathan, is the sound bath. It's introducing people to a different way of relaxing the body.
Did you say sound bath?
Sound bath, B-A-T-H.
Okay, you got to explain what that is. So let's back up.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Taking a bath.
You have a waterproof speaker in the tub. I mean, what's going on with this?
Oh, actually, that's a cool way to do it. The sound bath is becoming more and more popular. There's even some articles in major magazines that have been describing these. It's an opportunity. A sound practitioner will gather a variety of different sound tools: crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, chimes or drum or didgeridoo, whatever their sound tools are that they work with. And a sound bath is like a meditation where people come. They can lie down on the floor if there's yoga mats and pillows and blankets. They can sit in chairs. I've done them in many different ways and many different forms. And then it allows the nervous system to just be fed with all kinds of different vibrations, allows the body to, the sound captures your attention so much. It's a one wonderful way to quiet down that busy mind. And so as the mind is captured by all these different sounds and vibrations, the body is being fed with this, and the nervous system is responding with neurochemicals, neurohormones, neuroendorphins. Then the relaxation happens, connection with the heart happens, and people just feel so peaceful and relaxed at the end of it. And so I've recorded a bunch of these, and I've also presented in many different places around our province here. Done some online, live, which fortunately the technology is starting to catch up with being able to do that. And the same response. It's just a deep relaxation. And of course, anything, any modality that will create that deep relaxation in the body and the nervous system stimulates the body's knowingness and the way it knows how to heal.
All right. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are talking about sound, wellness, and healing. We are live. The call-in number is 310-928-7733. Once again, 310-928-7733. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Detox Jenny here. Is your digestion poor, painful, or just plain stuck? If so, please consider doing a short 3 to 10 day juice cleanse with my company, Earthly Juices. You can visit us at bringmejuice.com. You will be surprised what a difference a short cleanse can make within your body and your overall well-being. Our organic farm-to-table juice cleanses are handcrafted to exclude your allergies and geared towards solving your health issues. Call 310-404-6804 and mention this show and receive a free quart of juice with your first order. You can also find us at www.bringmejuice.com, or you could write us your detox questions at earthlyjuices@gmail.com. We can't wait to bring that juice to your doorstep.
I tell myself again and again, I'm happy about my favorite juice from Jen. I tell myself again and again, well, Earthly Juices, they make the best juice cleanse.
Hi, this is Dr. Nathan Rabb Jr., host of The Natural Way, which you can hear live on InnerLightRadio.com every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On The Natural Way, you will learn about alternative strategies to common medical practices to overcome some of the most common physical and mental maladies in the world today. The program is a live call-in show, so you can engage me by calling 310-928-7733 with your health-related questions. For private consultations, please call my office. That's at 310-419-4372. You can also reach me on the web at Dr. Dr. Nathan, Nathan, Rabb, Rabb.com. Be sure to tune in to The Natural Way every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, live on InnerLightRadio.com. The healing frequency. I'm Dr. Nathan Rabb. We see you on the air. Peace.
Historically, our ancestors lived 100% organic and natural, simply grazing off the green earth with fresh fruits and vegetables and blue oceans filled with seafood. Allowing your mind, body, and soul to be naturally healthy is how we were meant to live during this journey of our lives. We invite you to visit The Lifestyle Store. Once again, The Lifestyle Store, for all of your family's health and wellness needs. Simply click on The Lifestyle Store at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Keep this in mind. Health is the new wealth.
All right. So let's talk about the sound healing and the youth. Are you doing any work there?
Sound healing and youth?
Yes. The young adults, children?
Not personally myself. However, we do have a couple of practitioners who have come for training who work in schools, who are teachers, who do bring some of the skill sets into the classroom.
Oh, excellent. And then you work with training the other health practitioners. So they come to you to learn this art. So they work with you for how long? Because you do have health practitioners that do listen to the show. How does that work?
Well, if someone is interested in certification training, we have 3 different levels, and to get to level 2 would probably, depending on when during the year we have those courses, most practitioners take about a year to go through up to level 2 training.
Oh, my. So it's like a curriculum course in a sense.
And it's not as much all course all that time. It's taking a focus course and then practice and support from us through calls and practice sessions. And then in level 2 training, we have 2 different courses, which are focused days, either online or in person or a combination. And then parts of the courses are online practice, homework, testing, and then coming in person to practice with the skills and tools.
Okay, since I have not done this, I'm trying to imagine it. So I would come to a health practitioner and we would go into a room and you would have the bowls and everything and possibly candles and everything. And the session would be 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Is that how it works?
For me, they're 60 to 90 minutes, depending on what the goal is.
But the setting is right. So there's a room, there's the bowls with the sound that you make, and then there's maybe candles and so forth. And so at that particular point, they're taking the sound in, correct?
Yes. I also love to use a combination of tuning forks also, because the tuning forks work very specifically with the nervous system. So I work with the tuning forks at the beginning to settle down the nervous system. And then sometimes specific tuning forks can be worked with on joints. For example, if someone has arthritis in the hips and in the knees, that the tuning forks right on the hips and knees can be supportive in helping to release tight muscles around those areas and reduce pain. A lot of sound is wonderful for helping to reduce pain.
What about the swelling that comes with things like arthritis and gout? Does it help with that as well?
It can. Each case is, of course, a little different. But yes, of course. It can certainly help stimulate the helpful movement of the lymph system in order to get some flow happening and reducing swelling.
Okay, this is interesting. I haven't delved into this. I see it, but I just see pictures. I've never seen a video or anything. So this is great information. For
Johnathan,
me.
It's amazing. No, we don't realize how much. Like we're always listening and we're always receiving, whether we want to or not. And so some of it, it's always perceived differently. But this, the sound that the bowls make, it's almost like you're instantly almost in a trance. I don't want to say that to scare people because you're in control. You're there, like they're not hypnotizing you or anything like that. But the sounds are so deep, like they're within your soul. And you just can't help but to breathe deeper. And, I'd be interested to know about some of the patients that you've had. Like what kind of ailments or situations have they been coming to you to resolve?
Well, they're all over the map from stress management. I get quite a few for that. To there was one that I worked on online, and this was because we couldn't do in-person sessions. This was a person who had a rotator cuff injury. And so what we did is I created a series of sounds with 4 different tuning forks and pointed the tuning forks to her shoulder. We kind of created the sound together. Her pain level was a 9 out of 10 in her right shoulder. rotator cuff. The left shoulder was compensating a little bit, but it wasn't the 9 out of 10. She had just, I guess, the injury had just happened, and she had been to see the physiotherapist that day, so they were starting a program of movement and exercise to support the joint. And so with the tuning forks, we spent about 10 minutes, and I was putting the sound both by the microphone and pointing the sound. And this blows me away with intention, because I learned long ago that sound carries intention or thought with it. So with both of us holding the intention, we dropped the pain level down to a 2 to 3 after 10 minutes using 4 different tuning forks. She sent me an email the next day after she had seen the physiotherapist. The physio, it was still at a 2 to 3. It didn't go back to level 9 pain, which I wanted to find out how long would that help her. Because with different people, the reduction of pain can last different lengths depending on what they're doing, what the injury is. And so it never went up to a high level pain. Her physiotherapist, she said, that's not possible. I was thinking, I'm not so sure how that's possible myself, but it is possible. It was a great learning for me. As far as a tuning fork, a tool I usually place on the body to support reduction of pain and all those things, to point it at her image on a screen, it worked just as well. It blew me away, and I'm just so thrilled to know that.
Well, it's the power of intention, and it's like prayer. You know, you can pray about somebody so far away. But it's something I used to teach when I was. I don't know how long to go here. When I used to work with pregnant mothers a lot, I would say to the partner, make sure that if you hear her going, in labor, that you go, and bring her voice and bring her sound down, because that will help the birth and like this, is a scared, worried, freaking out sound, right? Yeah. And labor doesn't have to be that. And that's this power of sound that you're talking about. Like, you can do it with people right there, but there's just, there's good, better, best. Doing that was good, but having the bowls is just like so much more.
Yeah, that's that's a good share, Doc. I never thought about that in that way.
Yeah, it's in everything. The sound is in everything in these bowls. Like, I'm so excited that you're here today, because hardly anybody ever hears about this. And it's just one of those things that you got to try it, because it is so, I don't know, deep. I don't know a better word for it. It seems so superficial, but the word is deep. Can you tell us some more cases of people you've worked with?
Let me, one fellow, let me just think, one fellow who came in with PTSD, and one of the things we were working on, and this came from a series of emotional instances early on that had created the PTSD. So with him, I worked mostly with the tuning forks to calm the nervous system. I also make recordings of series of tuning fork sounds that I give my clients to work on in between sessions. So we worked on the PTSD to give him ongoing tools that he could use to, whenever he felt the anxiety levels starting to rise, is to put on the recording and breathe. And breathing is so important too. So many beautiful ways to calm with a combination of sound and breathing. So many beautiful other modalities. So we gave him, for working with the PTSD ongoing, the sounds to use as tools for him to support that in reducing the incidences of the way he was experiencing the symptoms of PTSD for him. One client that was a fascinating client in England, we worked online, and with her we were focusing on the emotional healing. She had breast cancer, metastasized breast cancer, and she had some activity in the sternum. She was undergoing medical treatment and holistic treatment. She wanted to really work on the holistic treatments. Her husband partner is a psychiatrist, so he also contributed to this. So we worked on emotional healing. I also gave her a lot of different tuning forks to get down to the emotional contribution to the disease. And there's a way of using the voice that I learned in my own training many, many years ago with Tom Kenyon that is a wonderful way to release emotional energy from the body using the intention and sound of the voice to release that. So we got to the point over 3 to 4 sessions of actually going into that tumor after layers of release of different things that had happened, different patterns she had created over her life that helped release some of that contribution to the physical. And then we actually got to the place where she was quiet, her emotional state was stable, and we talked to the tumor in the sternum and asked for support in allowing the tumor to become smaller. Those kinds of thoughts and intentions along with the sounds. That was fascinating.
Again, intention, right? The same thing happens when you're in birth.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if a woman's in birth and the baby's heart rate is going up or the mother's getting fatigued, we always used to say, like, talk to the baby, like tell them, we need your heart rate to go down or you're going to have to come out by C-section or whatever, but just talking about it, acknowledging that there's something in that, the intention of the change. It's giving direction. It's so cool. So what happened there?
Well, she moved on to another modality, so I haven't heard from her in a few months. And I'm not sure. Maybe she felt we had done enough work to get to that point, and then she moved on to something else. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, at this time, we'd like to give you the opportunity to give out your contact information, and please repeat everything twice, so that the listeners have an opportunity to write it down.
Oh, well, thank you. You can get a hold of me easily through our website, soundwellness.com. That's soundwellness.com, all one word. There are links we have where we have our courses is on Sound Wellness Institute, and there are links on Sound Wellness to go to Sound Wellness Institute. And our Facebook page is Sound Wellness on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/Sound Wellness Solution is the URL for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, excellent. And we do have a post on our page that was done on Monday, and it says, Sharon Carne, it says, tune up your holistic practice. Definitely that's one that's there. She's on our page. Her link is there. Information is there for all of you. Dr. Rabb, your closing thoughts.
It's very interesting. It has a lot of the things that happen with limbic arc, what I do, because one of the differences here is that I can do it from where I am and do it in another country, because it's all about energy. It's frequency, energy, and all of that, but it's great work. This can help a lot of people to overcome maladies and different things that they don't have to be going to some doctor trying to cut them up or whatever.
Yeah, I know that's right, Dr. Rabb. Dr. Brookh, your closing thoughts.
Yeah, and to me, if we can stay in touch with this stuff, it doesn't have to develop into the maladies and things that we are always talking about, especially on this show, trying to avoid I hope more people go to you, because there's just having that reconnection with ourselves. I think there's so many times that if we had just asked ourselves what we really need, we probably would have come up with something that would have really helped us. So to the listeners today, if you're thinking of something different, you want to reconnect with yourself, go for a walk in nature and listen to the sounds, and then reach out to somebody who does bowls, because it's a really fascinating work. Thank you for coming on today.
I completely agree. Sharon, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing all your information with us. This is very good. We definitely want to have you back on in the future to explore this more, because I see this kind of growing, and who knows where this particular modality is going to go to. I keep seeing it everywhere. I'm glad that we've delved into it. So I want to thank you once again for coming on. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
It's our pleasure. All right, if you're just tuning in, we are about to tune out. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are here each and every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. We want to thank you for listening. We'd like you to share our information, our show with your fellow individuals out there. Each week, we're going to continue to bring you new information, modalities, and Dr. Brookh and Dr. Rabb, thank you every week for showing up so that we have some things to share and talk about with the people out there to try to be a blessing. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.
Peace and love.
Bye-bye.
That's right, Dr. Rabb. Take care, Dr. Brookh.
Thank you for joining us on the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are a globally hosted show dedicated to sharing holistic lifestyle events, practitioners, products and services, and useful information. Visit our website, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Of course, our Facebook page is Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We will see you next week.
Namaste.
Get yourself together.